Thanks for checking out another clip of the Cashflow Contractor. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. Click subscribe wherever you get your podcast.
Okay, so a couple more questions. We mentioned price increases. How do you approach price increases from what triggers them for you? What data do you look at? Also to how do you actually inform the customer and how many customers are you comfortable losing, those kinds of things?
Yeah, so I believe that price increases are never a guessing game. It's never based upon the time of year. It's never based upon any other factor besides one thing. And we've already mentioned it, in a capacity-based growth. I will grow my business to the point where I hit my capacities. At capacity, I will raise prices, or I will continue to increase my capacities and grow the revenue. So when I have 3 trucks and I can no longer squeeze any more hours out of them without buying another truck, I am at capacity for my asset capacity. When I can no longer get any more jobs sold because the amount of employees I need would have to increase and people are already working full time and they're going into overtime, I am at capacity. So I have a decision. When I hit capacity, I can either A, go buy more trucks and hire more people and grow revenue, expand capacity, or I can raise prices, decrease demand for my services, i.e. my close ratio, and increase profits. So that is the delineating factor, in my opinion, of profit mode versus growth mode. If when you hit capacity, you are buying more trucks and hiring more people and expanding your capacity, you are in growth mode. You're trying to grow the business. If when you hit capacity and you can't take any more customers on without buying more trucks or hiring more people, if you raise prices to optimize for profit, you are in profit mode. And in my opinion, you are one or the other. People are always like, I'm trying to grow, but I'm also trying to be profitable. It's like, that does not make sense. Because when you hit capacity, if you're raising prices, you are diminishing demand, you're decreasing close ratio, you're getting rid of customers. And ultimately, if you're at capacity and you have all these leads coming in, you need customers to leave. You need some of them to go. And so if you're at capacity and you literally can't do any more work without getting more trucks and equipment and employees, and you're not planning to do that and you want to stay in profit mode, when you raise your prices, you're hoping and praying that 10, 15, 20% of them leave to make way for all the leads that are still pouring in that you can't service and are willing to pay the higher prices. And so I believe it's just a matter of, are you at capacity? That's when you raise prices. I don't care what day of the week it is, what month of the year it is, whether it's cold, hot, raining, sunshine. I don't care. It is, are you at capacity? And if you are, you're making a decision. Either raise prices and increase profits and decrease growth, or you are going to go buy trucks, hire more people, and grow top line revenue.
Very simple, cut and dry.
Clarity.
Very, very clear.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. Okay. So I guess you're talking to so many different franchise operators, but also different business owners, construction business owners, primarily in the home service, but other areas as well. Common threads. What are the most common threads you've seen between all of these? It can be around anything, but what do you see as commonalities?
If you asked me that an hour ago, I would have said probably what I already mentioned, which is they focus on the wrong thing at the wrong time. So the $100,000 guy thinking like a $2 million operator, $2 million operator thinking like the $100,000 guy. But to broaden that, I would say across the board, all home services that I have seen, there's one Achilles heel that is the denominator between every home service, just about every home service. And that is that we have seasonality. It's what makes it a horrible business, is we have seasonality. And because of that, to Martin's point, we have overhead that in the winter, all of a sudden, we are losing money. We actually have negative cash flow. And I believe that every home service business, if they could remove one quarter from their P&L, would be extremely profitable and have a great business. But because of one quarter where revenue drops by 80%, leads drop by 70%, we have to lay people off so we can't have continuity with our team. That is the crippling factor within this industry. And so I call it Q4 collapse. And that is, I have consistently seen about 20 to 30% profit margins in many home service businesses. And you add in Q4 or any quarter of the year that is bad, and all of a sudden they have 10%, 8%, 6% profit margins because they have negative cash flow for those 3 months. And so I believe that fixing Q4 collapse is the number one priority of every seasonal business. I call it seasonitis. It's a disease. It's killing us. And we've got to figure it out. And so there's multiple ways to do that. And I've been talking a lot about recently. We have a blue collar summit coming up. I'm doing like a whole day workshop on it. And it's like, there's 5 ways to fix this. There's 5 ways to cure seasonitis. There's 5 ways to fix this seasonal problem of Q4 collapse, and you've got to figure out a way to fix it, because like it is the Achilles heel of every home service business.
Okay.
Can you tell us what those 5 ways
Yeah,
are?
yeah, I can breeze through. So the first one is
The
first one is shut down. And so shut down is you lay off all your employees, you tell them to come back in spring or the quarter after, whatever. You turn off the lights, everyone's laid off, etc. Only works if you have very, very low overhead, you have no debt whatsoever, very low fixed expenses, etc. The second way is to essentially keep selling more of what you're currently doing. For example, yes, your leads might drop by 60%, but what if you doubled your marketing budget? Could you keep everyone busy and still keep the business above 80, 90% of what usual revenues are? Maybe. Only you can do that if you know your marketing math, if you actually have nailed that down. So sell more. That's kind of like the second option. Do more of what you're currently doing. So for example, in some of our locations, they can continue mowing throughout the off season because it's still warm enough. So it's like, well, okay, great. Do we need to have a 70, 80% decrease in revenue, or can we just keep marketing that thing even though it has less demand? Can we suck up the demand that is in the market to us instead of the competition? The third thing is sell an adjacent service. So that is something that is slightly removed from where we're at, but not completely different. This would be, for example, like snow plowing during the winter. We have a truck. We're going to have to buy a plow. It's a little bit different insurance-wise. Can I add an adjacent service to my business? The fourth way is add a recurring.
Christmas lights.
Yeah. Hey, you're stealing my thunder. So 4.
Wait, everywhere.
Yeah,
Oh,
you're
sorry.
fine. So 4 is add a recurring service, because ultimately you have seasonality, but if you can get a recurring service, it'll help get through that time. When for 2-3 months people cancel, there's not a lot of leads. How can I get my revenue to be more stable? And then the fifth way is add a new brand completely. So this is something we've done at Augusta in the past 12 months, and that is we added Augusta Christmas lights. So like we added a whole new brand, trademarks, website, augustalights.com, the whole 9 yards in terms of training and branding and everything, because it is essentially a brand new business adjacent to my other business. Now, I don't want to do Cure 5. I don't want to get there if possible, but I'm going to do it if required to fix the Q4 collapse. And so those are the 5 ways. So sorry, you guys stole my thunder on the Christmas lights.
I didn't know about
I love
Christmas
it. I love
lights.
it. Hey, you spoke
I
into
wouldn't have done
existence.
that. I've just, I got clients that are doing it.
Thanks for checking out a clip from the Cashflow Contractor. We have full episodes where we go deep on topics that help you grow a construction business that runs without you, so you can have less stress, more time, more money. Now, we've got other videos, other clips, but if you want to check out the full episode for this clip, you can click wherever our editor put it. It might be here, might be there, might be over my face, I don't know. But thank you for checking us out. We'd love to have you as a part of our audience. So subscribe or check out a full episode wherever you get podcasts.